My name is Divyanshi. I came to Canada when I was 14. I live in Moncton, in Canada, in Nouveau-Brunswick. When I came here, everything was like so different here. The classes, the schedules, and the teachers, they were like so different from India. When I got my schedule, I went to my classes, and then at first few classes I didn't make any friends because I was like a shy, quiet kid. And then like in my third period, I made some friends, and then so it was like a mixed kind of feeling. It was like a good and like new kind of feeling. In Canada, we have a dress code, but it's not like you need to wear a special uniform for school. You can wear your home clothes or any clothes you want. In India, we used to have like a proper dress for school that we need to wear every morning. There was a tie, there was a shirt, and there was like a skirt for girls and a jeans for boys. We need to wear proper shoes too, like black shoes, and our hair was supposed to always be like in 2 braids or a ponytail. In Canada, the teachers usually don't give homework. It's just like mostly it's classwork that you need to, if you have not completed it, you just need to do it at home. I'm in high school, so they started to give homework because as we're growing, we need to do more work. And it's usually in math. But in India, we used to have like every class homework every day. And we used to study from books in India. And in Canada, it's just laptops. So with the books, we need to write like, there were questions in the books, and they would just give us the page number and the like what question you need to do. We needed to do like at home. There was a homework copy, and then we brought it back to school, and they would keep it and check it, and then they would give it back to us with a grade. In Canada, we have an hour of lunch where there are curricular activities like you can go to clubs, join clubs, you can play, you can go out of the school, you can come back, and like it's a whole hour. You can watch your movie on your laptop or something. In India, we only used to have 20 minutes for lunch, where either you stay and eat your lunch or you go play. But even then, we were supposed to eat in class. Like we were assigned a class, like group of 40 students were assigned to class A, and that would be their class for the whole year. We would usually eat classes in lunch at their own desk with like no talking. And sometimes the teacher would allow to eat with friends like only in the class. But when it got too loud, they would just separate them back and everybody into their own desk. And in Canada, you can eat lunch anywhere, like anywhere in school, the cafeteria, any classrooms, or outside if you want. It's different. There's some special foods, like tasty foods. When I bring them to school, my friends want that, obviously. But my normal daily food is not that much. In India, we used to have birthday celebrations in school. We used to bring candies to school, like the one who was having their birthday. They used to bring candies to school. They would go in front of the class, we would sing them happy birthday, and then they would distribute the candies to the school and the whole school, like all of the teachers in the school, the principal even. It was your special day, so it was like not a big matter. And in Canada, we don't have any celebrations here. And I do miss like in India that when we used to celebrate toffees, we would get toffees. So it would be nice, and we would go around the school with somebody. Like you could pick a person that you wanted to go around the school with. I miss that. In India, after school activities was basically limited to studies, like after school studies. You join an extra course and then you study for it after school, no matter how long. But in Canada, after school are like you can go play basketball there. There are clubs, there are meetings happening. There's Christmas coming, and there's like we're making a Christmas float for the parade. There's after school meetings, there's painting, there's dance clubs, then there's so many things. But in India, it was only limited to studies. That's it. Canada's curriculum is like really easy for me as from India, and India's curriculum is like hard, really hard for there. In India, we used to have timetables like every day. Every day we used to have every classes. It was not like a semester or two. It was a whole year, everyday classes. They were changing every day basically. And in Canada, we have like 2 semesters. We have 5 classes in 1 semester, and they go like all the days for 5 months. the same classes every day. And the curriculum is not that hard because what I've been studying here in grade 10 right now in Canada, I've studied that in India like in grade 9 or grade 8. It's really easy for me and I'm getting good grades here. In India, we do not have flexibility at all with homeworks and studies. You do what the teacher says, teacher gives you a book, and in the class period, you need to complete it, or like in the parent-teacher meeting, they'll tell your parents that you don't do work in class at all. And in Canada, we have flexibilities. In India, you have teamwork, but people don't really participate in that much. There was like a limited teamwork there. In Canada, we have teamworks. We have a lot of teamworks here. Like probably every class you need to join a group to like do something or an experiment or something like that. We have flexibility. Like if the teacher told you to do a work and it's due like by midnight, you can, and if you were like sick or something, you can ask them for like to delay the time. And even if you didn't do it, they don't like usually go like, oh, you didn't do it, you're gonna get in trouble. They give you like a time or two, a day or two to complete it. Canada has like more flexibility than India. Teamwork for me is like, it's a mixed feeling. It's like a medium neutral feeling. I usually don't enjoy it a lot because when you're in a teamwork, sometimes it's like people don't do the work. And if you're in a team, the whole team participates and you get a single grade. But if somebody doesn't do the work, like one person doesn't participate at all, then all of your grades drop at once. If you're doing a teamwork, everybody needs to participate. That's what I like in teamwork. A good teacher in India, they have knowledge, like they have a lot of knowledge, except for their own thing that they're teaching you, that like if they're teaching math, they should know like at least the general knowledge around the world so that if you ask them something, like there's no other teacher around and you need it urgently, so they can answer that. In India, teachers are like, they are friendly, like you can talk to them, you can laugh with them. They're not flexible though. They're strict when sometimes they're strict like when they need to be strict. It's usually fun with the teacher around there. There are still punishments in India, like when you're misbehaving in class, when you're not doing any work, we're disturbing the whole class. You go outside, you stand there with your hands up in the air. In rural areas in India right now, the teacher hits you with a stick on the palm of your hand or like the back of your hand. And in some places they also do like, a chicken position. You go outside class and they ask you to form like a chicken position and you go like that and you stay like that. Sit down like on your knees and you just stay on your knees and up and you just put your hands up. In India, it depends on teachers to teacher. Like some teachers are really friendly, so yes, you can go to them, ask them, you can ask them questions. They won't get mad or annoyed. But some teachers, like the scary ones, you just sit there and you agree with them, even if they're saying that you personally don't agree, but you cannot build up the courage to ask them. You just agree with them and stay quiet. Bullying is being addressed appropriately in India. If a fight happens between two people, usually a teacher comes and solves them first, like get them away from each other, and then they talk to them together first, and then they separate times, and then they get sent to the principal's office. Like the principal talks to them, tells them about the consequences. The principal basically acts as a guidance counselor in India, so they're addressed properly. Like in government schools in India, there are still a lot of conflicts. Not bullying, but conflicts. And in like private schools, it's not that much. Like the teachers really control it and it's like not that much. For me, it was not that hard. When I came to school, the second day, I think, first day was like not that much interactive. The second day, I went to my third period and like a girl came up to me and asked my name and introduced herself, and then she asked her friend to introduce herself to me, and then it was like a third period, and after that we went to lunch and there was like a whole group, and then I talked to everybody and then we slowly made friends, and now like we're like friends, good friends. For some people it's still hard. Like I have a friend in the school and he still does not have many friends. Even though he's been like a year now here, he still does not have many friends. I think it's like just how talkative you are, or if someone comes up to you and if you can talk to them back nicely or properly, you can find friends easily. And if you're an extrovert, that's this basically you can friend everybody in the school. I'm not facing any current barriers in school, but when I first came to here, there was a language accent barrier. I could not understand the Canadian accent here. It was like hard for me to understand. So I would just ask my friend or somebody beside me to like say what they were saying, that what the teacher was saying, or I would just call the teacher and like get them to explain once more. There was one difficulty. There was basketball season coming up, right? It's like going on right now, but there were basketball tryouts. And they don't especially give like any lessons or training at school that you get for trying out for basketball. You just need to practice on your own. You need to find a good court. You need to find everything by yourself and then try out at school. I hope that the school would provide a proper teacher, and like our school has a gym, it's a good gym, but we would need like lessons on it, like how to be good at basketball and then go to the try to make it to the team. My first language is not English. So like in English period, they give us work and they expect us to do it by midnight or tomorrow when we don't understand it fully, or we don't know how to do it, or my first language is not English. I'm not that good at it. I write what I know I understand from that. So, and the teacher grades it like a 3, so that's like not appropriate. They should like do it for so many people's language is not English first. So they should like give that people more time to do it, or like explain to them more thoroughly. Thank you for watching this and wanting to learn about more Indian culture and helping out the other Indian students. Thank you.